Good evening and welcome, folks, to the gym at Gladbrook Rhinebeck High School for this matchup between the Belle Plaine Plainsmen and the Gladbrook Rhinebeck Rebels. Rebels come in on the season at 18-5, the Plainsmen at 16-6. Some of the players to watch for on the Plainsman side. Leading scorer is Sam DeMilner, right at 16.5 points a game, followed by Wyatt Cook at 15.7 points a game. And round out their top three scorers is Riley Simmons, right at 14.4 points a game. For the Rebels, they're led by Michael Boyd at 14 points a game, followed by Drew Eilers, just averaging right at 13 points a game, and Isaac Clark at 11. Kind of looking over the numbers on this matchup. I mean, we've played each other before historically. It's probably been another year. I can't remember if we played last year. But looking at overall stats, points scored, Plainsman's average just under 60 points a game. The Rebels just over 60, right at 64 points a game. Plainsmen are giving up just around 47, 48 points a game. Rebels right at 45, 46. Field goal percentage for the Plainsmen overall, 44.6%. The Rebels at just under 50%. And three-pointers made 26% on the Plainsman side, and the Rebels shooting at 37.2%. Now let's look at that all-important free throw percentage. Pretty close on this one. The Plainsmen right at 56.9 and the Rebels at 58.2. Rebounds, I think Plainsmen a little bit more height than some of the teams we've played as of late. They do hit the boards really well. Like overall, I think 844 rebounds, the Rebels at 709. So offensive boards per game, Plainsmen at 12.4, the Rebels at 10. Defensive rebounds per game, Plainsmen at 26, Rebels at 20.5. On the assist side of things, Plainsmen at just right at 300, a little bit over, Rebels at 433. Steals per game, Plainsmen 170, the Rebels at 203. Blocks per game favors the Plainsmen quite a bit, 115 on the season. That's quite a few blocks. Rebels right at 60. Turnovers, always your big stat. Not pretty even. 315 turnovers on the season by the Plainsmen. Rebels 278. Fouls, Rebels have I wouldn't say they've been in foul trouble lots of games, but 285 on the season, and the Plainsmen with 226. So that equates out to just about 12.4 fouls per game and only 10 for the Plainsmen. So if you can keep that number down, as you know this year there's no 1-and-1, and you basically shoot 2 free throws after 5 team fouls in the quarter. So if you have 5 team fouls the first quarter, the opponent is shooting free throws. But in the second quarter, it starts over, it erases, and you have to foul another 5 times. So if you can keep that number down under 10 for the game, you might have a game where you don't see a whole lot of free throw shooting, which I think is what the point was for that new rule. In their last 5 games, I'm going to say let's see. Plainsman's last 10 games are 7-3. The Rebels 9-1. Plainsman, I believe, have beat Iowa Valley, HLV Victor, beat Sigourney, lost to GMG, and lost to Linville Sully, which has always got a program that's tough to beat. And the Rebels followed up by playing HLV the other night and took care of business, and then also played Colonesco and beat them, and also beat Columbus Catholic, Union Community, and Olwine. So the Rebels coming in on kind of a streak. So I'm looking forward to a good matchup tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining us. My name's Alan Charter. I'm going to take a break. I'll be back with the starting lineups. All right, folks, welcome back. Getting ready for the starting lineups here for tonight's contest between the Plainsmen and the Rebels.
And now, let's meet the teams. Belle Plaine is led by head coach Justin Northrup. Here is the starting five for the Plainsmen. A senior, number 1, Wyatt Cook.
First up for the Plainsmen, senior number 1, Wyatt Cook.
A freshman, number 3, Mason Walter.
Freshman number 3, Mason Walter.
Junior, number 4, Sam DeMilner.
Junior number 4, Sam DeMilner.
A senior, number 22, Jack Stamp.
Senior number 22, Jax Stamp.
And a senior, number 30, Riley Simmons.
And then the fifth player, senior number 30, Riley Simmons.
And now, Gladbrook Rhinebeck is led by head coach Scott Beers. And here are their starting
Plainsmen
five.
coached by Justin Northrup, assisted by Brant DeMilner.
Senior, number 2, Isaac Clark.
And starting for your Rebels, senior number 2, Isaac Clark.
A 5'11 junior, number 12, Austin Mather.
Followed by junior number 12, Austin Mathern.
10 sophomore, number 15, Hudson Clark.
And for the Rebels next to be sophomore number 15, Hudson Clark.
Number 33, Drew Eilers.
Then junior number 33, Drew Eilers.
A 6'5 junior,
Rounding out the lineup for the Rebels,
Boyd.
junior number 40, Michael Boyd. Rebels coached by Scott Cabarrus, assisted by Mike Beng and Brett Beng and Dan Smolt and Brian Grooms. We'll take a pause here for the national anthem.
National anthem, sung to us tonight by Vanessa Arvizu-Ursa.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets had gone, the bombs were seen in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and our home of the brave?
Nice job on the national anthem by GR student and cheerleader Vanessa Arvizu-Ursland. So get ready for the tip-off here in Gladbrook Rhinebeck for this district semifinal between the Plainsmen and the Rebels. I think the keys to tonight will be usually kind of the same that I've always got is Rebels got to limit the other team to second chance shots. So block out. And for usually the opponent is usually just kind of limiting the turnovers. So we'll get ready for the tip-off. And away we'll go. Opening tip goes to the Plainsmen. DeMilner with the ball, or Cook with the ball. Kind of work the perimeter around a little bit. Get it back to DeMilner up top. They'll swing it around the perimeter there, far side to Simmons. And back up top. Cook with it. Feeds it down low there at the free throw line, number 22, Stamp. He'll give it back to Simmons. Turnaround shot up and in. First bucket's good for the Plainsmen. That'll be a good matchup tonight between Simmons and Drew Eilers. Rebels with the basketball. Hudson Clark finds Boyd. Boyd dribbles. Gives it back to Hudson Clark. Rebels will swing it. Plainsman set up in a 2-3 zone. Hit it in the corner. Pass was meant for a cutting Mathern, but went off the rim, fell to Isaac Clark. He was unable to connect. Run out there by the Plainsman, shot missed, rebound by the Rebels. Clark with it. Three-pointer on the way by Mathern, in and out. Rebound by Hudson Clark. Kicks it back out. Another three-pointer on the way is good by Austin Mathern. Those second chance opportunities, he was able to cash that one in. Plainsman will swing it around the perimeter, gets it to 22, Jack Stamp. Get it back up top to DeMilner. He'll swing it back. Simmons and Milner kick it back and forth. Cook with it up top. Hudson Clark went for the steal, wasn't able to get it. A little left-hand runner is good by Cook. Nice shot, running shot there by Cook. Another three-pointer on the way by Mathern's no good. And we get a foul on the rebound. Stamp had good position, and Eilers got caught reaching a little bit. So first foul on the Rebels. First one on Drew Eilers. Rebels will play man-to-man defense. At least that's what they've come out thus far. DeMilner with it, back to Simmons, back to DeMilner. Looking down low, gave it to DeMilner. Ball poked away by Isaac Clark, and we're going to get a foul, I believe. Foul on Isaac Clark, trying to tie up the guy on the floor with the ball. Fans don't really like the call, but play on. So one foul there on Isaac Clark. Two team fouls on the Rebels early here, 5:20 to go in the first period. You get the ball into Cook. Cook will set the offense up, top of the key. Looking to get it down low. DeMilner looking to drive on Clark. He'll hand off to Cook, gets it back, drives, kicks it back to Simmons. Shots up by Simmons and good. So far, Simmons starting off the night well, shooting the ball well. Isaac Clark with it, splits the defense, kicks it in the corner, gets it back there on the far side, wing. Back to Mathern here in the corner, near side for Boyd. Boyd underneath. We're going to get a jump ball call, but it'll stay with the Rebels. Honestly, that looked about like the same call that we had against Isaac Clark that was called a foul. So usually if you reach around the body to grab the ball, but play on. Rebels basketball underneath. Austin Vaviker checked in for Austin Mathern for the Rebels. Clark to inbound. Vaviker with it, near side Clark. Drove, kicks it back to Hudson Clark. Spinning drive, shots up, no good. Rebounded, gets his own rebound, gives it underneath to Eilers, kicks it out to Boyd. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebounded by Clark again. And we get another team foul on the Rebels. Hudson Clark gets caught with a push-off underneath. So that's 3 team fouls on the Rebels. 6-3 is your score. Plainsman up by 3. A little full court pressure by the Rebels. Trap. Oh, near steal. And then we're going to get another quick foul. So far, I think there's been one official that has called every foul we've had so far. And I've had some history with this guy, so I know Scott Cabarrus is going to hold his tongue tonight, even if he does disagree. But Hudson Clark has to come out of the game with 2 fouls early in the first period. Cook with it, he'll swing it to DeMilner. Gets it to Stamp. Drives on Boyd, shots up and over Boyd, and good. 8-3 is your score. Plainsman with a 5-point advantage. Isaac Clark will kick it to Vaviker, far side. Get it inside to Boyd. Gets it back to Isaac Clark. So far, that 2-3 zone kind of pushing the Rebels out of their little comfort zone. They usually are much more comfortable in that zone. That ball was called out of bounds on the touch by Vavrica. And we get a substitution, number 14, Lane Vacone in for number 3, I believe, Mason Walter. DeMilner with it. Layup, no challenge is good. 10-3 advantage by the Plainsmen early in the first period. 14 fouls on the Rebels, kind of limited a little bit what the Rebels can do. Brandon Mathern with it. Back to Boyd. He checked into the game. Three-pointer on the way by Vavrica. In and out. Rebound by Eilers. Putback's no good. Ball gets poked out, and it's going to stay with the Rebels. Yeah, those are those shots you really need to have underneath the basket on those putbacks. But Rebels kind of been stuck on that first bucket. Haven't been able to connect since. Austin Mathern to inbound the ball. Gets it out high to Eilers. Gives it to Clark. Back to Vavrica. Brandon Mathern will kick it back to Isaac Clark. A little screen for him. A little pull-up jumper just above the free throw lines. No, shot's no good. Rebounded by number 4, Sam DeMilner. Cook with the ball, setting up the offense. Simmons with it, handed off to, near steal there by Mathern. DeMilner with it. He'll drive on Clark. Gets a pump fake, gets him up in the air. Shot's no good. Rebound by Boyd. Clark will slow it down with 2:45 to go. The Rebels will get set. Brandon Mathern thought about it. Boyd with it underneath. Shot's good, and we're going to get a foul. Basket's good. Fouls on number 4, Sam DeMilner. His first, team first for the Plainsmen. Boyd's free throw is good. Full court pressure by the Rebels. I think just a little token pressure. Plainsmen do a nice job getting the ball across the half court line, and they'll set up their offense. Cook with it, looking to drive on Vavrica. Kicks it back out to DeMilner, top of the key. Work it to the left side there. Stamp with it, thought about it. Back to DeMilner up top. Shot clock down to 9. DeMilner with the ball. Near steal. Ball poked away by Vavrica. You got 5 seconds on the shot clock with the Plainsmen 2 inbounds. And we'll get a timeout by head coach Justin Northrup. Well, so far been a good matchup like I thought it would be. Plainsmen come out really calm and collected. Moving the ball well on offense, getting deep into those shot clock situations. If those Rebels can kind of continue the that defensive pressure. The Rebels come out with Vavrica, Brandon Mathern, Drew Eilers, Michael Boyd, and Isaac Clark. Simmons, Stamp, DeMilner, Cook, and Vacone for the Plainsmen. It's like the Rebels will set up in a zone after that inbounds. DeMilner with the shot up, does not catch the rim, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Rebels able to play some solid defense and force that shot clock violation. But ball turnover, the Rebels basketball down 10-6. With just under 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Teams kind of just feeling each other out right now, see if they can kind of keep up that intensity. 2-3 zone has been really effective for the Plainsmen. Rebels have just got to learn where they take their shots. Three-pointer on the way by Clark is good. Isaac Clark knocks down a three-pointer for the Rebels to bring the Rebels within 1 point now. 10-9 is your score. Cook with it up top. Vavrica guarding him, kind of directing traffic. Drive in, give it, good drive and give. Oh, missed the shot, but the putback was good by Stamp. Clark with the ball, Rebels down by 3. Brandon Mathern checked back into the game for Austin to come back in. Oh, and another three-pointer by the Rebels. Brandon Mathern with a big three-point bucket for the Rebels. Will tie it up here with a minute to go in the first period. Yeah, Austin Mathern had checked in for Isaac Clark. Shot up no good by the Plainsmen. Rebound snared by the Rebels. About a 16-second differential on the shot clock and the game clock right now. Three-pointer on the way by Vavrica. Just hits the front of the rim, gets a kind bounce, and falls in. Three-point basket by the Rebels by Austin Vavrica. Clock winding down. There is about half a second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Rebels in a 2-3 zone. Kind of really flying at the ball right now. And we get a turnover on the Plainsmen. They were kind of swinging the ball, got a little bit rushed as DeMilner just kind of told his teammates, everybody kind of settle down. They were playing a little bit fast. It was unlike them. Back into the game is Mason Walter. He'll come in for Lane Vacone. Shot clock is off. Isaac Clark back into the ball game for the Rebels. Give Eilers a break. Three-pointer on the way from the corner. No good by Brandon Mathern. Clock winding down. About 3 seconds, and we get a shot up, but it is not good. And the Rebels able to come back from a deficit there in the first quarter and end up taking that lead at the end, 15-12. And it's some quick back and forth action. I'll take a break, and we'll be right back here to start the second period. Well, welcome back, folks. Start of the second period. The ball will be with the Plainsmen. Simmons inbound to Cook. They'll kind of spread the floor a little bit. DeMilner back in as well as Walter. Feed it to the high post. Stamp ball looked like it got kind of tipped there by a Rebel player. Shots missed. Rebound by the Rebels. Both teams kind of settling in a zone right now. Eilers with it, back to Mathern. They'll swing it around. Brandon Mathern with it, gets it to the high post. Oh, tried to feed Boyd down low. Active hands by Stamp, knocks that one away. Turnover on the Rebels. Cook with it up high. Rebels in that 2-3 look. Kind of run the same style of offense, it looks like to me. Three-pointer on the way, no good by the Plainsmen. Rebound by Eilers. Three-point attempt by Cook, didn't find the mark. Brandon Mathern for the drive, and the floater no good off the rim. Rebound by Simmons. I like the aggressive take, just wasn't able to get that one to fall. And the Plainsmen do a good job cleaning up the boards. Swinging the ball there far side. Three-pointer on the way, no good by number 1, Cook. I think he rushed it a little bit. Isaac Clark will check back into the game for the Rebels. He'll come in for Austin Vavrica. We got Brandon Mathern, Austin Mathern, Drew Eilers, Michael Boyd, and Isaac Clark in for the Rebels. Gives you a lot of three-point shooters. Three-pointer on the way by Austin Mathern is good. Another three-point basket by the Rebels. I think the Rebels right now have got 3 guys that can knock those. Oh, we get another unforced error by the Plainsmen, and a quick timeout by Coach Justin Northrup to settle his players down. And both teams kind of still feeling each other out, trying to figure out what they want to do against those zone defenses. We'll see if either team kind of switches that up as the game goes on. So far, been a really good matchup. Two, I think, pretty well evenly matched teams, both well coached. Seems like they run similar zone offenses. It's kind of like playing yourself in practice. But Rebels will inbound. Just a little bit over 6 minutes to go here in the second period. Remember, those fouls start over again at 0. Isaac Clark with the ball. Swings it to Austin to Brandon. Back to Isaac Clark. He'll drive. Kick it here in the corner. Three-pointer on the way. In and out by Brandon Mathern. That was halfway down the hoop. Drive kick. DeMilner with it. Gives it back to Simmons. Shots blocked by Boyd. Stamp with the rebound and the putback. Just not enough bodies in there to clean that one up for the Rebels. Clark to Austin Mathern. Gets it down low to Boyd. Kicks it back out to Austin. Then comes near side here to Clark. Gets it to Eilers. Little floater, no good. Rebound run out by number 22, Jack Stamp. They'll push it up floor. Number 3, Mason Walter with it. Kicks it back up top to Cook, and he'll reset. Rebels stay in that 2-3 zone. Working hard, making the Plainsmen work for those open shots. Shot on the way by number 3, in and out by Walter. Rebound by the Rebels. Looks like it's going to be a half-court game. Hasn't been a whole lot of fast breaks yet. Isaac Clark with the floater. Good! It's able to split the defenders up top. Get in really close for a nice floater in the lane. Rebels set up that zone, or set up that press, and we get a ball tipped and stolen by the Rebels. Boyd did a nice job to not turn that one over. Yep, turnover on the Plainsmen, Rebel basketball. Clark with it. Brandon Mathern with it in the corner. Gets it back to Isaac Clark. High screen. Kick here in the corner for Brandon. Back to Austin. They'll reset. 16 seconds, 15 on the shot clock. Austin Mathern, three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound. Poked out by Eilers. Oh, rebound by the Rebels. Boyd with it. Kicks it across to Brandon Mathern. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound by Eilers again, but it gets poked away by his own teammate. I thought he had control, but kind of got a little tangled up there with the Plainsmen, unable to corral that one. Timeout. Coach Scott Cabarrus with the Rebels with a 6-point advantage here, 2014, with 4 minutes to go in the second period. I didn't really look to see if there were a lot of similar opponents between the two teams, but I know on that other side of the bracket, the winner of tonight's game will play a game at Benton Community against the winner between North Tama and Keota. Last time I checked, I don't think Keota had a loss on the season. So both of these teams want to get through tonight and advance on. Rebels will come out in that full court pressure. DeMilner to inbound to Cook. Quick double team. They'll kick it up floor to number 3, Walter. Get it ahead on the floor, and they'll set up their offense. Nice no-look pass there down low to number 22, Jack Stamp, but unable to finish on the lefty. We get a turnover on the Rebels, get called for a double dribble. Must have got his hands together a little bit. Rebels will still stay in that press. Cook working against Vavrica. Vavrica doing a nice job kind of directing him. Good defense there by the Rebels zone, able to stop Simmons from penetrating there. Kick it here to Cook. He'll drive, and he ends up stepping on the end line. Turnover on the Plainsmen. Another minute's gone by, right at 3 minutes here left. Rebels with the 6-point advantage. Clark takes into the lane, shot's no good, little contact, no call. Play on. Cook with the ball. Little screen up top. Shot off the mark, no good. Rebound poked away. It'll be Plainsman basketball underneath. Stamp had good position underneath. Rebels were unable to secure that rebound on the missed shot. Quick inbounds to DeMilner. Caught the Rebels sleeping there in the zone. Bucket's good. Isaac Clark with the basketball off a high screen. To Vavrica, back to Austin Mathern. Rebels working the ball really well against the zone. Vavrica with it, gives it back to Clark, and they'll reset. Clark, three-pointer on the way. In and out. Rebound by Boyd. Put back, no good. Rebound by Simmons. He's just got to take that one up strong. You know he's going to get challenged. Just go ahead and go up with it. Wyatt Cook with it. 4-point lead for the Rebels. 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Cook to DeMilner. Thought about a three. Driving DeMilner. Layup's good. Over Boyd. Boyd tried to take that charge. A little contact, but no call. Clark with the basketball. Rebels with a 2-point advantage. Go ahead and drive that one to the bucket, Michael. Boyd takes that one in. Bucket's good. Yeah, I thought they left him kind of a wide open look to the basket. Just two dribbles, make that defender come to you. And we get another unforced error on the Plainsmen on the full court pressure by the Rebels. Both teams kind of looking for that same set in their offense where they'll work it to the post on this short side and look back to him at the high post. Isaac Clark, three-pointer on the way. Good! Isaac Clark buries a three over there on the GL for Gladbrook Rhinebeck. Another more full court pressure. Good job there. That was was really close to over and back, but his teammate waited for Cook to get all the way across that half court line. DeMilner with it up high, kicks it across to Walter. And we get another unforced error by the Plainsmen. The Rebels are in those passing lanes and making those passes tough. I think they go into halftime and realize they got to have those passing lanes a little bit shorter. Rebels with it. Brandon Mathern kicks it to Isaac Clark. Another three-pointer on the way. Good! Isaac Clark heating up. Another three-point basket by the Rebels. Rebels open up a 10-point advantage here. Ball poked away by Clark, but we get a foul. That is the second one on Isaac Clark. Team first in the second period. I think Vavrica will check in quick for Isaac Clark. Don't want him picking up that third foul with 53 seconds here to go in the first period. Plainsman get it inbounds, get it up the floor. Shot blocked by Boyd on that attempt by DeMilner. Boyd doing a nice job there in the lane, making it tough on the Plainsmen. Simmons to inbounds. Kick to the corner, three-pointer on the way, no good. Three-pointer by Walter misses the mark. 43 seconds to go, about 10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Brandon Mathern with it, drives through the Plainsmen, finds Boyd underneath, bucket's good. Nice assist there by Mathern. Quick inbounds pass, they're able to break that pressure, but they'll reset. Cook thought about that three-pointer, kicks it back out to Walter. Back to DeMilner. Kind of loses the handle, but was able to regain it. And they'll reset, I think, for that last shot. Clock's winding down, shot clock is off. We're down to 11 seconds. Kind of looking to get a good bucket down low to kick it back out for a three. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound by the Rebels, and that'll do it for the first half. Rebels open up a 30-18 lead against the Plainsmen. They're able to outscore their opponent 23-6 in that second period. Well, we'll take a break here, and we'll come back just a little bit before the start of the third period. Hey, welcome back, folks. We're getting ready here. Got about a minute 30 here before the start of the third period of this game between the Belle Plaine Plainsmen and the Gladbrook Rhinebeck Rebels. Looking out in the crowd tonight, I don't see Breck and Tatey here. I saw him working on a shot yesterday in the park, up in the driveway with his dad, Barry. Figured we'd see Breck in here tonight. But at halftime, Ash Larson kind of gave me a shot of the score sheet. Well, leading the Rebels in that first half is Isaac Clark. Knocked down 3 big three-pointers for the Rebels. Followed by Michael Boyd with 3 buckets. And for the Plainsmen, we've got DeMilner with 6 and Stamp with 6 points. So the Rebels able to keep DeMilner and Cook kind of in check so far. Cook is their 3-point shooter and hasn't been able to connect on one yet. I would bet that the second half will be a little bit different for the Plainsmen, but we'll start the third period, Rebel basketball. Plainsmen come out with Cook, Walter, Simmons, Stamp, and DeMilner. Rebels with Austin Mather and Isaac Clark, Drew Eilers, Michael Boyd, and Hudson Clark. Foul trouble for the Rebels. Isaac Clark, Hudson Clark, both have 2 fouls. And I don't believe anybody else had picked up any additional fouls that first. Nope, just those 2. And no foul trouble on the Plainsman side. So here we go. Plainsmen stay back in that 2-3 zone. Hudson Clark tried to feed it to Boyd. Isaac Clark will drive, kick it out to Austin Mather. 3-pointer on the way. A little rush, no good. A little long on the shot. Rebound was poked away, or kind of Boyd got a hand on it, but able to control it. Plainsmen will set up. Rebels back to a, looks like a 2-3. Three-pointer on the way there by Simmons was good for the Plainsmen. Isaac Clark with it. Back to Mather. Boyd gets the ball poked away, but able to get on the floor and get it back. Isaac Clark will drive in the lane. Little jumper by the free throw lane, no good. Boyd with the rebound and put back. Nice job by Michael Boyd staying with the ball. Rebels will set up a little pressure. Cook pushes it ahead to Walter. And he'll give it back to Cook, and the Plainsmen will set up. Work it in low to Stamp. He'll kick it out. Mid-range shot. Good by Riley Simmons. So the Flames would come out just like they did in the first period. Get a couple good shots off and get back on the board. Rebels set back up their offense. Now work it around the perimeter. Eilers kicks it back out to Clark. Another mid-range shot. No good. Ball poked around, but Boyd unable to corral it. Quick. Oh, my. Eilers tried to step in there and get a charge, but gets called for the blocking foul. Brandon Mathern set to check in for the Rebels. He'll come in for Hudson Clark. That is Eilers' first or second foul on the night. Team first for the Rebels. Thistle's getting things right on the scorebook. Kick it out to Cook on the inbounds. Back to Simmons, far side. And they'll work it back around the perimeter. Get it back to Simmons. Cook with it. Back to Walter, back Simmons. Back to Cook. DeMilner with the ball, kind of a leap and leaner up and in. Kind of got stuck between 2 Rebels, but able to finish the shot. Brings the score to 32-25. Brandon Mathern inside to Eilers. Shot's no good. Rebound poked away by Eilers. And Walter able to come up with it. I thought that was they could have called double dribble on that before, but Walter gets the ball stolen away by the Rebels coming back. Didn't really have any teammates back with him on that. Austin Mathern with kind of a runner there. Shot's no good, but we're going to get another foul, I believe, on the Rebels. I think that's going to be number 3 on Drew Eilers. Yep, Eilers is going to have to sit out for a little bit. Rebels bring in Austin Vavrica. Isaac Clark back in, or still in the game. Cook with it. Gets it up court, gets doubled by the Rebels. Simmons with it, back to Cook. Tried to work it underneath. Get it to DeMilner in the lane. He goes up for a shot. No good, but we get a foul. Foul on Austin Vavrica, his first. So just like the first quarter, kind of a repeat. Rebels with 3 quick fouls. We only got 5 minutes here to go or got 5 minutes left in this period. Ball to the corner here. Back up to Cook. Fresh shot clock after the foul. Stamp with the reverse layup attempt, no good, and we're going to get another foul on Boyd. Stamp is kind of in a tough spot to make that shot, looking to kind of make one kind of over his head, back with his back to the basket, and Boyd just fouled him. So that is 4 team fouls on the Rebels. Stamp first free throw, no good. Second free throw attempt is up and in. Cuts into the Rebel lead, 32-26. After the Rebels had opened up a 20-point advantage. Austin Vavrica, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound by Stamp. I thought Boyd and Stamp both had the basketball, but Stamp able to pull it away. Boyd wisely not got that foul. Simmons, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound by Isaac Clark. Rebels tried to push that one up. Isaac Clark tried to flip it ahead to Brandon Mather, and ball gets poked away. Substitution here for the Plainsmen. Number 14, Lane Vacone, comes in for Mason Walter. Plainsmen stay in that 2-3 zone. Rebels without their other big guy in the middle. Isaac Clark with the runner, no good. Shots just not falling for the Rebels here to start the third period. They're getting good looks. That was a travel, but we didn't call that one. Three-pointer is up and in by Stamp. I looked at that three-point shooting by the Plainsmen, but that's 2 guys that I didn't expect to hit threes. So the Rebels now only up by 3. Three-pointer on the way by Mather, no good. Rebounded, poked back to Boyd. Bucket's good. We get a quick timeout by Coach Kabiris. Coach Kabiris not liking the defensive effort. Probably going to round the troops back up. We'll be right back here after a quick timeout. Hey, welcome back, folks. I think I did have the score wrong at halftime. Right now, the Rebels lead 34-29. 4 minutes to go in the third period. I wrote down the wrong numbers. My apologies. Rebels back in that full court pressure. Vavrica on Cook as he brings it up the court. They'll break the pressure, get it to Simmons. Simmons stops the dribble, is able to find the cone underneath, opposite side. Basket's good. 34-31 is the Rebel lead. 3:30 to go. Drew Eilers back into the game for the Rebels. Kick out to Brandon Mather. Three-pointer is good. Another three-point basket by the Rebels. Vavrica hounding Cook. Gets it back to Simmons. Milner back to Cook. Underneath. They've been in the lane a long time with no call there. But bucket's no good. Rebound by the Rebels. Brandon will kick it to Drew Eilers. Reverse layup, no good. Gets his own rebound. And we get a jump ball. Should be Rebel. Well, it's going to, I think they called a jump. It's going to be Plainsman basketball. That's right. The Rebels did start the half with the ball. And for no reason whatsoever, the official just gave a warning to Scott Cabarrus. And he was not yelling at any officials. He was just maybe out of position a little bit. 37-31 Rebel lead, 2:50 to go here in the third period. Rebels with that full court pressure again. Just low in the blow. Cook picks up his dribble, kicks it here to Stamp. Gets it back, gives it to Simmons up top. Get it to DeMilner. Oh, we're going to get the fourth foul on Drew Eilers. It looked like he got all ball on that from my angle, but when you're behind the player attacking at that basketball, that you're not going to get that call. So 2 free throws coming for DeMilner. First free throw is up and in, and Brandon Mathern checks back in for the Rebels. Second free throw attempt by DeMilner. In and out. Rebound by Boyd. Rebels just need to settle down, get a good shot here. 5-point lead, 2:30 to go here in the third period. 5 team fouls on the Rebels, so the Plainsmen will be shooting free throws here the rest of this period. Rebels kind of work the perimeter. Hudson Clark back into the game for the Rebels. Isaac Clark, they kind of work the perimeter. Isaac to Brandon to Austin Mathern. Austin Mathern, three-pointer on the way. In and out. Rebound by DeMilner. 2 minutes to go here in the third period. Rebels clinging on to a 5-point lead. Plainsmen fine slowing it down. Rebels sit back in that. And Hudson Clark just got kind of tangled up there, but no call. Pass underneath to Stamp. Bucket's good. Cut into that lead. Rebel lead now 3 points. Isaac Clark with the basketball. Kicks it out to Brandon Mathern. Three-pointer on the way is good. Brandon buries one from the corner. Belle Plainsman coach not happy leaving him open in the corner. Little full court pressure again. Slows down the Plainsman. Get it to DeMilner. He's looking to drive and shoot that short shot every time. And now we're getting another foul on the Rebels. Isaac Clark called for the foul on the reach in on DeMilner. Letting DeMilner get to the hoop a little too easy. I think they got to jump him a little sooner. But 2 free throws coming for him. Isaac Clark with his third foul. DeMilner's first free throw is good. Austin Vavrica checks in for Hudson Clark. Second free throw on the way. In and out. Boyd with the rebound. Rebels bring it down the floor with a minute to go here in the first period with a 5-point advantage. Work it to Boyd. Boyd with a good ball fake. 2 ball fakes and makes the bucket. Rebels are able to set up that pressure. Simmons beats Brandon Mathern. Kicks it inside to DeMilner. Shot, that one's ball poked away again, but another foul call on the Rebels. I'd have to rewatch this game. I'm not going to say anything. I did earn my stripes this year. I'm also an official, and I know the fans are going to start getting a little rowdy, but first free throws up and in by DeMilner. Well, the Rebels are getting called for reaching fouls, and that's kind of part of it. You got to go straight up with your hands, and if you get your verticality, but you can't take the other player's verticality away by leaning over like that. Second free throw on the way is good. 40 seconds to go. Clock winding down. There's about a 6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Austin Mathern kicks it to Boyd. Boyd finds Isaac Clark underneath, and we get a foul underneath. I know the fans don't like seeing that board, and they're giving the officials a big standing ovation because it's been all the fouls so far this quarter have been called on the Rebels. And I don't think that there's been anything really that's been missed. It's just the Rebels have been getting caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Rebels to inbound. Isaac Clark with it. Shot clock's off, and we get another foul. Isaac Clark thinks he's getting free throws, but the official called him on a pass. He was going to go up with that one, but got swatted away. That was crazy. Isaac Clark with it again, back to Mathern in the corner, but the ball's thrown away. Turnover on the Rebels with 18 seconds to go. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a tough one for the Rebels. They're going to have to find a way to fight through this one. Cook with the ball, Vavrica guarding him. Get it to DeMilner. Simmons, too easy. Kick it here to the corner. The ball's poked away. The Rebels did not touch that basketball. I had a really good angle of that one. That came right at me out of the Plainsman's hand and just kind of went out of bounds. Cook with it. Good defense by Mathern. Three-pointer on the way. Bounces in and out. Oh, dropped in. Nice bucket there by Cook. Finally able to hit his first three-pointer of the night. That'll do it for the third period. 42-40 is the score. We'll head into the fourth period. I'll take a quick break and be right back. Hey, welcome back, folks. Hey, I misspoke earlier too. I guess I missed my neighbor coming to the game. Brecken Mathern couldn't miss this one. There I see him in the front door right now. He wouldn't miss a big game, I know that. He and his friend Warren, so they're having fun at the Rebel basketball game tonight. This will be Rebel basketball to start the fourth period. You got 8 minutes to go. I think we're in for a good ending here for this one. Pretty well matched teams, both in kind of on the boards and shooting percentage thus far. Plainsmen stay in that 2-3 zone. Isaac Clark, three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound by Hudson Clark. Hudson with the putback. No good. Almost got his own rebound again. Missed that one. 2-point lead for the Rebels. Plainsmen looking to see if they can even things up or take the lead here on a shot. Get it back to Simmons. They'll push it to Cook. Another three-pointer on the way. No good. Rushed it a little bit. Rebound by the Rebels. Austin Mathern with it. To Isaac Clark. Back to Brandon, excuse me. Brandon Mathern with it. Kicks it to Isaac Clark. There's a three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound run down by Boyd. He bounced it off of the Plainsman, and he was able to knock that off of Simmons. Good hustle by Boyd. Drew Eiler's back into the game. He'll have to be careful with those 4 fouls. I'm sure they'll attack him. Rebels inbound. Get it to Brandon Mathern. Back to Isaac Clark. Hudson Clark with it. Gets it to Boyd. Boyd looking for Eilers underneath. Kicks it to Isaac Clark. Oh, pass a little bit too far for Isaac. Walter with it. Wisely brings it back out. Gets it to Simmons. And the Plainsmen will reset. Turnover on the Rebels. 6:30 to go. Rebels clinging on to a 2-point lead. Walters with it up high. Back to Cook. Simmons way up top. And a swing of the perimeter. Simmons, three-pointer on the way. Is good. Simmons has found his range tonight from 3, and I don't believe that was his game, but he's hit, I think, 2 of his last 3 from three-point. The Plainsmen have taken the lead from the Rebels. Eilers with it. Back to Hudson Clark. Brandon Mathern, three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound poked away. Hudson Clark. Oh, Hudson Clark being a pest down there, what he does best. 1-point advantage here by the Plainsmen with 5:50 to go. A lot of game left here, folks. Cook with it, pushes it ahead to Walter, and he'll get it right back to Cook. The Rebels will set up in a 2-3 zone again. And we get a travel, an unforced error on the Plainsmen. Austin Mathern checks back into the game for the Rebels, checks in for Hudson Clark. As hot as the Rebels were from 3 early, going to have to keep those legs and see if they can find that range again. Brandon Mathern and Austin Mathern share the ball a little bit. Get it back to Isaac Clark. He'll drive, spin move, shots up, no good. Rebound by Stamp. Rebels hustle back on defense. Cook with the basketball. Simmons with it. Back to Walter. Back to Simmons. Good defense by Mathern. Kind of anticipated that. Nice defense by the Rebels there. I think DeMilner were trying to go at Drew Eilers. Drew just kind of held his ground in his verticality. So good job by the Rebel defense to kind of force that one. Isaac Clark with the ball. He'll drive. Floater on the way. Gets the roller. Drops in. Well, the Rebels needed a bucket. Been a little while. Rebels take the lead back, 44-43. Simmons with the ball. Back to Cook. Cook looking for DeMilner there in that short corner. Kind of work the perimeter. Walter with it. Back to Simmons out top. Simmons has been their better facilitator out at the top. They haven't really been working him down low as much, but he'll sneak in right behind Clark. Oh, ball stolen away by Boyd, but he stepped on the end line. They shouldn't have reset the shot clock on that. Yep, they put it back down to 6. So 6 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah, fans don't like it, but it was a very quick play. It wasn't really a change of possession, but they're considering that was another one. Turnover on the Plainsmen. Couldn't see that one. I've got a table in front of me and a bar, so a lot of stuff happens right in my area where I don't see it. Isaac Clark with the basketball. He'll take it in the lane. Gives it up to Boyd. Bucket's good. Yeah, that's been there if he wants to keep doing that. We get a full timeout by Coach Northrup of the Plainsmen. And a little momentum shift there by the Rebels after the Plainsmen were able to take the lead. But like I said, I think we're going to be in for a good finish. The Rebels had opened up a little lead to end the first half. I think it was 28-18. I was just off on my score, I believe. 42-40 to end the third period. And right now we're 46-43. The Rebels have the 3-point advantage. Little foul trouble on the Rebels side. Eilers with 4. Isaac Clark with 3. Boyd has 1. Hudson Clark, I believe, has 2. Don't really have any foul trouble on the Plainsman side. Full court pressure here by the Rebels again. Cook will get it up. Double team by the Rebels. Oh, poked away by Clark. Good job by the Rebels. Able to steal that pass after the double team. Clark looking to split the defenders up top. They'll work it to Boyd at the high post. He'll kick it back out. Brandon Mathern, three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound by Boyd. Boyd will go up with it. Shot's no good. Really hard off the glass. Plainsman with the basketball. 3:20 to go. Stamp with it. Thought about it. Three-pointer on the way by Walter. No good. Rebound by Isaac Clark. He'll run. Didn't have numbers. Wisely pulled it back. Rebels set up their offense. Three-pointer on the way. Austin Mather. No good. Rebound by the Plainsmen. Had a good look. Unable to connect. Rebels at a 3-point advantage. Crowd yelling defense. Plainsmen swinging around the perimeter. Simmons back to Walter. Back to Stamp. Here in the near corner for Cook. Back to Walter. I think they're looking for Simmons to get an open 3 or Cook to get an open 3. Near ball, almost stolen. Poked away by Eilers again. Three-pointer on the way. Simmons off the backboard and in from the corner. shot clock went off. That thing's on its own timer. It just goes off sometimes. But we're all tied up again, 46-46, 2:20 to go. Yeah, big three-pointer there by Simmons in the corner with the shot clock winding down. Just took one in the corner and ended up catching part of the backboard and went right in. Boyd with it. Gets the defender up in the air. Eilers with the shot. No good. Rebound was not controlled by the Plainsmen. Unable to snare that one back. Just off of the fingertips of Stamp. Rebel basketball underneath with 2 minutes to go. Eilers had a good look, just a little short on the shot. Clark with it, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound by Boyd, but we're going to get a foul underneath on Stamp. So Rebel ball underneath. That's 2 on Stamp. Mathern, three-pointer on the way by Brandon, no good. Rebound by Simmons. Tie ball game here, minute 50 to go. We're in for a good finish. Walters with it. Back to Cook. Far side. Back up top to Stamp. Cook with it again. I think they're looking to get Simmons a good look there at the three-point line or give it up. Yep, we're going to get a blocking foul on Boyd. Looked like he had pretty good position. But another foul on Boyd. I believe that's his second. Hudson Clark checks in for Austin Mathern. Rebels set back up in that zone. Simmons inbound, kicks it up to DeMilner. They've run that play before. He went up with the ball, lost it. And then the Rebels able to steal that one away. DeMilner went up for the shot, but he lost the ball on the way up. Rebel basketball tied up, the minute 20 to go. Boyd with it. He'll drive, give it to Eilers. Bucket's good. Big bucket by the Rebels, minute 13 to go. Rebels set up that full court pressure a little bit. Hudson Clark on Cook. Cook gets it across. Simmons with it. Back to Walter. Back to Cook. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound. Not sure what happened there. I believe the rebound was kind of corralled by both players, but I think Boyd stepped out of bounds. Couldn't really see it from my angle. Timeout. I think it's a full timeout by the Plainsmen. No, pretty decent crowd on hand. If you haven't been back to the gym here lately, we've redone the gym a little bit. The scorers table and the players' benches are on the opposite side of the floor that they used to be. Trying to give ourselves a little bit more space, at least for walking for fans. You can't sit in the front row because we got to give that room for the officials so they can move up and down the court and at least be out of the playing area. But yeah, we're in for a good finish here at the gym at Gladbrook Rhinebeck High School. Rebels with a 2-point lead here. Kind of winding down here in the fourth period. We're under a minute to go. Inbounds play coming by the Plainsmen. They've gone up and over the Rebels a couple times to DeMilner. Back to the corner for Simmons. He thought about it. Back to swing it to Walter. Walter will give it back to Simmons up top. Cook, long three on the way. Good! Cook able to hit a three-point bucket there for the Plainsmen. Timeout. Rebels. We got 38.4 seconds left to go on the game clock, 34 seconds on the shot clock. Big three-point basket by Cook puts the Plainsmen up by 1 point. We'll be back. All right, here we go. Rebels win down the basketball. Austin Mathern, Brandon Mathern, Isaac Clark, Boyd, and Eilers in the game. Boyd with the basketball. Finds Clark underneath. Goes up for the shot. Gets fouled. I think that one's going to be called on Stamp. 2 free throws coming for Isaac. Nope, on DeMilner. 2 free throws on the way by Clark. 28 seconds to go. The shot clock will be off. So 2 free throws for Clark. Neither team in jeopardy of having 5 team fouls. First free throw is in and out by Clark. Hudson Clark checks into the game for Austin Mathern. Second free throw by Clark is good. We're all tied up, 49-49, 28 seconds to go. Rebels back in some full court pressure. Hudson Clark guarding Cook. Quick, he'll keep it in the center of the floor. Hudson Clark kind of all over him. We get a timeout call by Coach Northrup to draw up another play. 21 seconds to go. Plainsman can hold it for the last shot. Now, it's been a good matchup. Rebels got in a little foul trouble. It kind of cost them there in that third period. But credit to the Plainsmen. They came back, stuck to their game plan, were able to knock down some big shots. The three-point shot was not there for them in the first half, but it has been big in the second half. Simmons to inbound. I think they'll probably try to work at the DeMilner underneath. Cook with it up high. He'll direct traffic. Simmons says you got to get on the other side. To give it back to Simmons. I think they're going to try to play a little pick and roll with a little back cut there for DeMilner. Clark on him. They bottle him up underneath. Near turnover. Jacks with it. Stamp. Shots blocked by Eilers. Shots winding down. Half court or full court heave. Clark. No good. And we'll go to overtime. The end of the game, 49-49 in regulation. We'll be back. So we'll be back here for another 4 minutes of basketball in overtime. We'll jump it again. DeMilner and Boyd. Stamp, Cook, Walter, and Simmons. Same starters start the game. Rebels a little bit different. Brandon Mathern, Hudson Clark, Isaac Clark, Drew Eilers, and Michael Boyd. Eilers still got to be careful. He's got 4 fouls. Tip taken by the Rebels. See if the Rebels can get that first bucket of the overtime. Like I said, it's pretty much same offenses on both sides. Both looking for that short corner look. They get it to Eilers, short corner, back to Hudson Clark, back to Eilers. Gets it to a cutting Clark. Bucket's good. Nice cut by Isaac Clark. Good find by Eilers. Cook with the basketball. Get it to Walters. Back to Simmons up top. Rebels came out in a man-to-man defense. Hudson Clark on Cook. They get it to DeMilner. Isaac Clark on him. Drive by Stamp, no good. Cook throws it across. Three-pointer on the way. No good by DeMilner. Rebound by Eilers. That's big. Isaac Clark with the basketball for the Rebels. Good defensive set by the Rebels, changing things up. Boyd with it. Takes a dribble. Finds Eilers underneath. But he calls Eilers for being out of bounds. He might not have got both feet back in. He kind of cut underneath the basket, and you've got to get both feet back in bounds before you touch the basketball. Turnover on the Rebels. Plainsman set up their offense. A little man-to-man defense again by the Rebels. They're going to work to Simmons underneath the Eilers, I believe. Near steal by Hudson Clark. Cook with it. Gets doubled. Kind of throws it up in the air. DeMilner able to get that one. Walters with it. Kicks it to Stamp. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Cook gets it to Simmons. They'll try to go to work on Eilers with 4 fouls. Oh, got Boyd in the air. Nice move by Stamp. Stamp with the shot fake. Got Boyd up in the air. And I think the player is going to have to come out and get checked. DeMilner's got some blood on him. So they got to wrap up DeMilner. He's got some blood coming from his elbow. So we're all tied back up here, 51-51. Rebels with the basketball. 2:20 remaining in this overtime period. Defensive effort by the Plainsmen have really stepped up in the second half. Eilers with the basketball. Shot blocked by Simmons. No, I think it was blocked by Stamp. Plainsman basketball. 2 minutes to go here, tied up. Walter with it. Looking to get it to Stamp at the high post. Nothing doing. Simmons with the basketball. Hudson Clark just hounding. Number 4. Three-pointer, no good. By number 1, Cook. Rebel basketball, timeout, Coach Cabarrus. Coach Cabarrus wants to set up a good look here with 1:40 to go in the overtime period. Like I said, a good crowd out tonight for this contest between the Plainsmen and the Rebels. I thought the Rebels kind of took advantage or took control there in that second period, but the third period was a different story. Still had the lead, but unable to keep that large lead they had at the end of the second period. Neither team at 5 team fouls yet, so we're not going to be shooting a whole lot of free throws unless it's on a shooting foul. If it had been the old way, the Rebels had 5 to 6 or 7 fouls, I think the Plains would be shooting free throws every time we fouled them. So kind of worked out in the Rebels' favor, I guess, with that rule change where they get 5 fouls in a quarter. They don't count anymore, and then the next quarter they start back over at 0, so they wipe them out. But good game here by 2 well-coached teams, evenly matched teams. Rebel basketball. Official giving Isaac Clark some instructions. Inbounds the ball to Mather and gets it back. High screen by Eilers. Kick it to Brandon Mather and back to Isaac Clark. He'll look to split the defenders in the lane. Kicks it to Austin Mather and he'll drive. Little pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound by Simmons. Had a good look, just able to knock it down. 1:20 to go, 30 seconds. I think both teams will get at least 2, maybe 3 possessions here yet. This is over. DeMilner with it. Kind of trying to get their set. They're going to work one-on-one, I think, against Eilers. Trying to get it to Cook here in the corner. Back out to DeMilner. Back to Walters up top. Swing it to Simmons. I think they want Simmons to drive. Working it to DeMilner underneath. Shot blocked by Boyd. Huge block by Boyd. 55 seconds to go, 30 seconds on the game, on the shot clock. About a 12-second differential there between the two. Near turnover by the Rebels. Isaac Clark with the basketball. Picked up his dribble, gave it back to Austin Mathern. He'll look for Brandon Mathern in the corner, but he gets Boyd up top. Boyd, free throw line, dribble, shots up, rolls in. Big bucket by Boyd. We get a timeout by Coach Cabarrus. Rebels up 53-51 with 30 seconds to go here. Shot clock is off. I believe the Rebels will come out probably in a little full court pressure. Maybe just kind of irritate them a little bit, but probably call it off after they get the ball in play. And look to play a good half-court defense. And on the other side, Plaine's been looking to see how we're going to get the ball up court. Both teams have a timeout left, so if he does get in trouble in that backcourt or doesn't like what he sees, Plaine's do have another timeout. See if they look to go to one of their guys tonight. Either that DeMilner's been able to find some open looks. Krug's just been able to hit some shots here, or not Krug, Cook has been able to hit some shots here as of late, and Simmons has been their guy all night. So Rebels kind of drop off that pressure, maybe do a little half court. And Hudson Clark into the game. He'll take Cook when he gets the basketball. Here we go. Cook with the ball, gives it to Simmons. Back to Walters, get it to Cook. Tried to get it underneath to DeMilner. And that ball was just poked away by DeMilner. It hit the end line, but he called it off Isaac Clark. And we get another timeout by the Plainsmen. So it'll be Plainsmen basketball, far side there, kind of next to where the three-point line meets the end line. And that'll be no more timeouts left for the Plainsmen. Down 53-51. Shot clock is off. They don't have to take a shot right away. They can work it. They've got time to work it for a good shot. The Rebels got to be careful on the inbounds. They've been able to take advantage of the Rebels kind of with their back to the basketball on a few of these inbound plays, and they're just going to throw it up in the air over the top to DeMilner. Austin Vavrica comes into the game for the, well, he was checking in. Nope, I don't believe he can. Yep, Vavrica checked in for the Rebels. So Vavrica, Hudson Clark, Austin Vavrica, Hudson Clark, Isaac Clark, Michael Boyd, and Drew Eilers into the game for the Rebels. The Plainsmen will kind of spread the floor here a little bit on this inbounds play. Rebels set up in a little man-to-man look. Tried to get underneath to Simmons. Ball gets thrown away. Had a good look. It's a tough pass, tough angle on that pass. So turnover on the Plainsmen. And I think we're going to add a little bit of time to the clock, but I'm not sure. But it'll be Rebel basketball, a little full court pressure by the Plainsmen. Isaac Clark, Hudson Clark, Austin Vavrica's in the game, but Austin Mathern comes in for Austin Vavrica. Isaac Clark to inbound. Gets it inbound to Drew Eilers, and we'll get a quick foul. Like I said, we're not in danger of shooting free throws yet. You got 3 team fouls maybe on the Plainsmen. Foul on number 30. That's his first. Simmons played a really good game tonight. Hasn't been in foul trouble. Bell back to Eilers again. Another foul by Stamp. And we get a timeout by Coach Cabarrus. That'll be his final. 16.8 seconds to go. Third foul on Stamp. Kind of surprised he took that timeout there, but here we go. Well, we've had a fun night here at the gym. It's been a really good game, good matchup. Both teams pretty evenly matched, I would say. Kind of play similar styles of basketball a little bit underneath. The difference in the first half was the Rebel three-point shooting, and the difference in the second half was the Plainsmen able to knock down some three-point attempts that were just not there in the first half. Turned the ball over a little bit, and they've cleaned that up in the second half as well. So much more even game in the second, favored the Plainsmen. I think have outscored the Rebels a little bit because the Rebels had I want to say a 10-point lead at half. So 16.8 seconds to go. 4 fouls on the Plainsmen. Next one shooting free throws. And I think he might have called an intentional foul, but I don't believe he will. Honestly, that used to be, but common foul on Simmons, Eilers to shoot free throws. Eilers with 2 free throws. First one is off the iron, no good. Vavrica checks in for Mathern. The Rebels have fouls to give too. They can foul. Second one's up and in. Like they can foul right away. We get a foul on Hudson Clark. I think he could have let him play a little bit longer. Hudson Clark now with 3 fouls. Yeah, the gamble here is the Rebels have 2 more fouls to give, so they could let him get the ball in the front court and foul and just let the time run off the clock. 10 seconds to go. Steal by Hudson Clark, and he'll just dribble it to the corner, and he'll get fouled. Hudson Clark with the big defensive play to poke the ball away from the Plainsmen. And he'll get 2 free throws. Rebels with the 54-51 advantage with 7.6 seconds to go. Big play by Hudson Clark. First free throw is up and good. Second free throw is good as well. 56-51 is Rebel lead here. 6 seconds to go. Three-pointer on the way by Cook. Almost banked in. Rebound by Eilers. No more fouls. That'll do it. Rebels hang on in advance. I say hats off to the Plainsmen. Had a great season. Had a really good second half. Just couldn't dig completely out. They dug completely out of that deficit after the second period and played a heck of a ball game. Just Rebels able to strike early in the overtime, and Plainsmen unable to answer. So that'll do it here at Gladbrook-Rhinebeck. The final, Rebels 56, Plainsmen 51. The winner will advance to play the winner of North Tama and Keota. And I don't believe any of those scores are in yet. I know we played North Tama earlier in the season. I think they've improved a little bit as of the game we saw them play. See if I can take a look and see if that score is out there, since ours finished a little bit after theirs. The Rebels will advance. I believe that game is played Tuesday night, the 20th, at Benton Community High School. And don't forget, the Rebel girls team is playing at Riceville tomorrow night in their sub-state semifinal. We'll get out and support the Lady Rebels tomorrow in Riceville. I know it's a little bit of a drive, but they could use all the fan support we can send them. So let's see if I can find that score, see if that one's out there. But once again, good game by both teams tonight. Rebels able to hang on to that victory. having a little technical difficulty with my phone. Unable to get that pulled up. Well, that'll do it, folks. So the Rebels survive in advance. They will play either North Tama or Keota at Benton Community on Tuesday the 20th. And go out and support the Rebel ladies tomorrow night in Riceville as they take on Riceville. Thanks again for joining us, and have a nice evening.